Welcome to Perspective Now. I'm Marcus, and I'm here with none other than Nunyub. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's so good, Marcus. So excited to be talking about the 1982 sci-fi movies that came out. This is a pretty big year for sci-fi. I'm not sure if you're familiar with 82. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I've heard of the year 1982, and I know something about sci-fi, and I know that this is gonna blow you guys away. So let's get real into the space and the time warp continuum.
Jump to the monitor now.
These movies are gonna kick ass, I can tell, man. You know what I mean? Nobody does it like 1982.
Starts a bit dark.
Okay.
I'll just say.
All right. I'm ready for that.
In 1975, he directed Jaws.
Oh.
In 1978, he directed Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Spielberg.
In 1981, he directed Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He's been busy. That's really what they're trying to say.
Steven Spielberg brings us...
This E.T.?
E.T., the extraterrestrial. We will witness the arrival.
Oh, man. Isn't this like John Williams?
I think.
The fear.
Totally could be Star
the discovery.
Wars.
The friendship.
I'm keeping him.
The secret.
This is my property
love.
now.
The warning.
And that actor is
The
in
signal.
that pretty awesome show on Netflix.
Mystery.
Something
The danger.
horror house, Hell House. It's really good. I think he lives in Portland,
The
actually.
intrusion.
Mm-hmm.
The wonderment. The
This narrator's
enchantment. The hope.
not doing it for me.
The connection has been made.
I am not getting a connection with this narrator.
Universal Pictures presents Steven Spielberg's E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Read the Berkeley Book. All right, go ahead, Nunyub.
You know, it doesn't do it for me. As you were saying, the narrator's not there. And everybody's just so into E.T., and I get it, but it's not anything that I think is that great. And I think the new UFO stuff that came out on Hulu, way cooler. Again, this is a good movie. It's just not the best alien movie as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and go with meh.
Well, okay. This preview sucked. Totally sucked. This movie is actually really good the first time you watch it. At least my, childhood memory of watching it. I love how 80s it is. In fact, I think that like Stranger Things really tried to bounce a lot of the premise and ideas off of this show. You got kids on bikes. You've got the normal 80s mom making pizza for everybody. Who that lady's in some cool stuff too. You've got an alien. You've got the government trying to cover it up. It's basically Stranger E.T. What I will say is that there is one scene in this show, in this movie, that freaked me out when I was a kid. And it's the part when he first sees him, he's like sitting in a lawn chair and he hears something in the shed. And it's like rattling around, I think. And Elliot is so terrified that he like does that thing where he's like, Mom. He's so scared he can't vocalize.
It's a scary thought.
Shit happened to me when I was a kid. Randomly, like in the dark, you'd think, I'd be like, you can't talk. That's how scared you are. I've never seen another like movie hit that at that height. So
you try to scream.
Yeah, you can't. You're too scared.
Terror takes the sound before you make it.
Yeah. And
MJ tried to talk about it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's just, So anyway, the movie itself, I think, is a great movie. I haven't watched it in forever. I really like the movie. I've seen it so many times. But God, that preview sucked. And this is perspective now, where we critique the preview and the quality. And that narrator was just dumb. So, man, I'm with you on that. I'm not going to say it's trash, but it was a total meh preview.
Meh.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's just no energy in the description.
And he was the one that followed Reese's Pieces, right? Yes, I think it was. That wasn't Mac and Me, right?
From the director who brought you Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper, Cannonball Run, comes the ultimate spectacle.
Holy shit!
This.
Megaforce, an elite compact fighting unit armed with the most sophisticated weapons ever seen on a movie screen.
You had me at missile motorcycle.
The mission to preserve
Look at that
freedom and
dude.
justice and battle the forces of evil.
Now listen to this narrator.
The good guys always win. Even in the 80s.
What?
Megaforce.
Even in the 80s? Is this a parody?
No, I think
That's real.
Yeah, he's like, it continues into the 80s.
Oh, okay. Because the 70s were tops. And then
Right.
they didn't know what was happening in the 80s. Anyway, that was badass. I loved it. The synth music going on.
Yeah.
Crazy, that bike styling. That was absolutely rad.
Rad.
Completely agree. Everything about it is super rad. But can't really add much to that. Missiles and motorcycles.
Rad.
It's rad.
So rad.
Look at that logo. Just the title. But it had the narrator. He should have been on E.T. They should have got that guy.
I wonder if anybody's even going to see E.T. now.
Yeah. Whoa!
3D. The movie fantasy of yesterday is now the terrifying film experience of the future. For
This
technical
narrator.
reasons, the preview you
Awesome.
are about to see is not three-dimensional. Be assured, Parasite is the most gripping and frightening movie you will ever see. And in 3D, you will be part of the terror. You are about to witness the future. Be warned. It is a shocking sight. 3D,
Whoa!
the ultimate sensation of visual art, now creates the newest, most terrifying form of fear, Parasite.
That thing on your stomach.
A new strain of parasite. When it reproduces, it will cast millions of microscopic spores into the air.
Just move your legs towards me real slow. Real slow.
Experience the living, breathing, terrifying vision of modern 3D. Parasite. You have only seen the preview. In 3D, you will live the film.
Oh, that thing was on his
Parasite,
face.
the first
Demi Moore, I
futuristic
knew it.
monster
I was like,
movie
who's
in
that
3D.
chick? Wow. Go ahead, man.
I really think they were kind of overhyping those red and blue glasses in terms of the actual outcome, in terms of what 3D was like in that moment. But with that all said, it was a terrifying preview. So, hats off to them. And I'm going to go with gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
I'm impressed by that preview as well. Awesome narration. Really spooky setup with the titles saying, like, watch out, this is a disclaimer,
It's
I mean-
groundbreaking. This was the first 3D horror. So-
I'm blown away. And I think Demi Moore, that's just a plus back in the day, I guess. What a weird movie. I want to see it. I've never seen this. So yeah, I'm gonna just, I gotta say rad again. That's all I got.
Rad.
It's a rad year. Can't be blamed for that.
Yeah.
Parasite.
For 10 centuries it has waited
Another awesome
to
narrator.
be awakened, to be worshipped again like a god.
You heard
to
Pablo
fill the
Francisco
skies,
do this voice?
to cast its shadow over the
Oh,
earth,
Twin Towers.
to release its fury.
It sounds like Willem Dafoe. No, you gotta turn it down.
Today in New York City,
Sorry, it's
the
just so
Winged
terrifying.
Serpent rises.
Yeah.
The Winged Serpent rules.
Was that Nick Cage?
The Winged Serpent.
Nicholas Coppola?
David Carradine.
This thing has been
Carradine.
prayed back into existence.
Michael Moriarty.
It was big and there was something in it that looked like an egg. But it couldn't have been an egg. I mean, there aren't any eggs. There's no egg that big.
Richard Roundtree.
What I want to
He knew
know
what he
is,
saw.
how the hell does this tie in with the murders and the mutilations?
Candy Clark.
What are you going to do if someone dies tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day?
Well, I'm not going to think about it. You know, it won't be my fault. It'll be theirs if they don't give me what I want.
Money. $1 million in cash, tax-free.
They are searching.
Looking good.
Discovering. Believing. And preparing for the battle of 1,000 years.
Load tracer ammunition. Want to see the trajectory?
Get those guys into the basket. Okay, everybody hold their positions. Everybody stay right where you are, all right? Don't move.
Whoa. Oh my god, these effects.
Man against the fantastic flying forces of a lost age.
You like saying a prayer?
Man against the Winged Serpent. Today in New York City, the Winged Serpent rules. The legend has come alive.
Q, the Winged Serpent? A Larry Cohen. That's not the Cohen brothers, is it?
Yeah, what is his relationship to them? I don't know if that was.
I don't.
Their
Well,
dad
no,
or
that's
something?
Joel. Yeah, because it's Joel and Ethan Cohen. So I don't know. Man, there was a lot of shots of this though.
In a good way.
I mean,
you're
dude,
nailing
like
it.
David Carradine is just tearing it up on that submachine gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, this actually, like, it was weird because I felt like it was really stupid at first. A lot of that guy talking, who I didn't really care about. He was like, the motivation's money. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I just didn't care about that guy at all. And that whole setup of, like, this person's the logical person. This person's the comedian. And then there's David Carradine. And it just felt like it was, like, this weird setup. And then they just went full out. They didn't hold back on the special effects reveal of the monster. It was just in your face. And there's something about that. When I was a kid, I was like, I loved horror movies where the monster was in daylight. And I don't know how to describe that, but it was like the more a monster was in daylight, the freakier it was to me, because all other movies would like shadow them and make them, you know, like silhouettes or like just hide their faces and only show their teeth or something. But movies that showed them, like one of the best that I remember is House. That movie House. And there's just some creepy shit that happens in that movie. And I love how like bright it is. Like, it's just like, we've got some crazy special effects. We're going to show them to you. We're not going to... Anyway, that was clearly like stop motion. And what I'm getting at is it kind of redeemed itself. It started out really weak and then it like peaked a little bit. And I don't know what else to say other than that's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
Makes total sense. I've often wondered, in similar fashion, what would happen if Godzilla and a pterodactyl would have a love child. And we just saw that flying lizard, terrifying Godzilla with wings. And doesn't matter how many machine guns you have, that thing's going down. And that whole setup you were talking about, is that guy holding the city hostage because he knows where the egg is? It couldn't have been an egg. Ain't no eggs that are that big. Like,
Yeah.
What? He becomes a villain over time after he was all scared about that? That doesn't seem cool. So you're right as far as the setup, but Godzilla meets pterodactyl, you had me there. So it's rad.
Rad.
I think there was is it Gamera or what was that? There is a monster, Hydra. There is a Godzilla thing that's got like 3 heads, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of like Hydra. Whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
There's something
like mythology or something.
Right, but in Godzilla, there's a dragon that flies. I can't remember if it has like multiple heads or what. I feel like I've seen that.
Beyond the darkness, beyond the human evolution.
Well, you better turn it up a little bit. The last preview.
Superior tyrant. Exiled to a barren planet.
Thank you, sir.
Banished by a starship commander he is destined to destroy.
Awesome.
Left for dead, he has survived.
The more I hear these narrators, the more I hate the first one.
The ET one, yeah.
Round the Antares maelstrom and round perdition's flames before I give him up
the wrath of God.
There she is. There she is. Fire!
Commit.
Shield's collapsing, Captain. Can you give me phaser power?
A few shots, sir.
Not enough against their shields.
The base is stubborn.
Scotty, I need warp speed in 3 minutes or we're all dead. I've done far worse than kill you. I've hurt you. And I wish to go on hurting you. I shall leave you as you left me. Marooned for all eternity. Buried alive. Buried alive. Sean! Sean!
At the end of the universe lies the beginning of vengeance.
Awesome. I forgot what we were watching, but...
The Wrath of Khan.
The last... It was one of our last episodes, and that guy who plays Khan was in it. And I mentioned that he was also in... he's in that movie, Naked Gun. But I don't remember what we were watching.
Main
anyway.
Character, Leslie Nielsen? Or...
Yeah. He was like the boss. Or the bad guy, you know. It's either Naked Gun...
Cardamom.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
There's an awesome scene. I mean, the whole Naked Gun series is awesome, but there is one scene I remember with the fish where it's like he has this like angel fish, and Leslie Nielsen is like drops a pen into the tank or something, and oh my god, what a great movie. All right, so hey, go ahead on this one. You look like you're a Star Trek Trekkie.
You know, I think it's rad. I'd like to kind of go on from there, but you got everything you love in a Star Trek movie. You get the shots fired. You get the vengeance. It's just a rad movie.
Okay.
Rad.
Well, The Wrath of Khan is a great Star Trek movie, and I really, really like it. I mean, it's an intense one. I've got this on Laserdisc. I love that font. I love that guy, Khan, dresses like a punk rocker from like the 70s. And something, I don't know, it's impressive. And I also like how there's a giant button that says commit. And, you know, maybe the engineers who made that, you know, felt like they were doing something subliminal, you know, because maybe he has a fear of commitment. Either way, I think it was a gotta have it movie for sure.
Gotta have it.
And it had a great narrator.
Definitely.
Another great
like
narrator.
That E.T. loser.
God.
It's just the same guy. He just like phoned it in that day.
Government agents, scientists, soldiers, Master criminals.
What the?
Secret formulas. Monsters and midgets.
Uh-oh.
None of them belong in this swamp. Only one thing does. The
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
You gonna drag a truck at me? No way.
Uh-huh. Here comes trouble.
The Swamp Thing.
There goes the neighborhood.
Adrienne Barbeau and the Swamp Thing.
Man, she's in everything.
Outrageous pair in the incredible adventure that grows on you or all over you. The Adventures of the Swamp Thing. The comic book legend lives.
That was cool. And Adrienne Barbeau from Creepshow and The Fog. And oh, Wes Craven. I didn't know that. Look at that. Written and directed by Wes Craven. I've seen this once, you know, like a long time ago. But cool preview. It was a little hokey. Like, it phoned it in quite a bit in the beginning. It wasn't the best, like, preview, in my opinion, but it was cool. One thing, though. There was this TV show, Swamp Thing, that I remember coming on in maybe like 1989 or so. I would barely ever catch it. It was always on at like 7 a.m. in the morning. And it wasn't very good, but I would watch it anyway. That's all I got. But anyway, this is pretty cool. It wasn't the best preview. I don't know. I'm going to go with ew because he's just gross.
Ew.
You know, I was trying to figure out what it was that like gave me such a nostalgically positive feeling towards Swamp Thing, because you're right, I didn't see that show that often, but I did see it a few times, and I thought it was cool enough that I was like, this is Swamp Thing, and it looks cool as far as I'm concerned. Like, the special effects just are disgusting enough that it's, I mean, the fact that you think it's so gross is a testament to how good they've done. So I'm going to go with, it's hot.
Ooh, good choice.
That's hot. That's hot.
Well, thank you. And those violins at the end, or whatever that sound is.
Time magazine calls it a vision of the movie's future, sights that
Richard
no eye, no camera has ever before beheld. UPI finds it utterly new, vividly exciting, a trip and a half. Newsweek describes it as somewhere you've never been, a brave new world set inside a computer. No movie has ever looked like this before. Omni calls it an imaginative, spectacular film.
Omni?
Tron, rated PG, now playing at a theater near you.
What the fuck kind of commercial was that? What kind of preview was that? It's like the back of a magazine, like, it was like a magazine ad, like, critics agree. 4 out of 5. 12 people walked away dead. I'm gonna just... It's Tron. It's awesome. It's totally awesome. But what was that? That was like... How did we even end up with this? This is sad. Lame.
Lame.
I don't need that critic shit. Give me the preview of Tron. Sorry.
I can feel the frustration at how much of a disservice it's doing to Tron, but it's hard for me to go that far. I'm just going to go with meh. Meh.
Meh.
Check local listings.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
I met her at the Terrell Corporation. You know, the big boys in genetic engineering.
Awesome.
They
This is the
manufacture
best.
humans. Hell, they're so human you can't tell them from the real thing, and that's a problem. A big problem.
If I didn't care
This is like
Say, kiss me.
one of my all-time favorite movies. Just for that part right there.
That's not my kind of place.
No choice, pal. Rachel?
You trust me?
Well, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's Harrison Ford, so that's cool. I haven't seen Blade Runner, and for the life of me, I have no idea what's going on. In terms of he's in love with a robot or sentient type, thing, and then he ends up shooting. I don't get the leap there, but it seems cool. I want to see it. I'm gonna go with that's. Well, I guess based on that commercial, that's hot.
Okay.
That's hot. That's hot.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything about the plot, because I don't know. I don't want to ruin it for you or anyone who hasn't watched this from 1982. But it is absolutely. It's my favorite movie, easily in my top 5 of all time. To me, it's like perfect sci-fi. It's like film noir mixed in. It's got like futurism in it. It's just a killer movie. The soundtrack's awesome.
That sounded like the music from the Trailer Park Boys.
Do you mean
that piano?
Oh, yeah.
The guy was singing over it, but the type of music playing.
Yeah, it was like the 30s or something.
Yeah, it's great.
It's sort of like a mix of like an old detective film noir movie, like Maltese Falcon or something mixed with like Tron, like that's like kind of the worlds that are meshing there. Rutger Hauer's awesome. Ridley Scott directed it. Right? No. Is it really Scott? I'm like blanking on that. I don't know why. Anyway, it's such a good movie. So I've given a lot of movies a rad, but this is my favorite movie out of this list. I'm going to go with Gotta Have It because I can't imagine not having this movie in my life. Thank you.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Cat people.
Is that what this is? Whoa, listen to that bass. Gnarly.
I didn't think you were ready, but you are. I knew it when I saw you with him. Your whole body burns. Make love with me.
I'm not like you.
Is this the Stephen King movie? And they're like, that's like his mom.
You can't escape the nightmare without
Oh, that's
me.
what's his face? Ronnie
And
Mc...
I can't escape without
No.
you.
The guy in Clockwork Orange. Ronnie McDowell?
I'm not like you.
Are these werecats? where they
Yeah, they're like
turn into them.
I feel like I'm mixing this up with a different movie. There's another movie that's I think Stephen King, and it's like this like mom and son, and they're like incestuous, and they're shapeshifters. But maybe that's it. I don't know. It's. I feel like I'm tripping out, but that preview was super 80s. I loved that preview. That was really well done. So I'm gonna go with hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
That makes sense. Gives me the creeps. I want to trash it. Like that's what my initial feeling is. But now that you're pointing that out, the fact that I'm so like ew, get rid of it. That's well done on their part. So I'm gonna say with as far as advertisements, that's gotta have it. They're pulling you that emotionally in any direction, really.
Yeah. What's that soundtrack?
Yeah.
Damn.
I hated everything about it.
Wow.
In a place outside time lies a mystical realm of sound,
Gnarly.
and vision.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Civilization.
Listen to this narrator.
Where good and evil struggle to possess the dark crystal.
That thing looks super cool. Jim Henson.
Have you seen this?
No.
I didn't think you did. I had a feeling that you haven't seen it. So what did you think after looking at that preview?
I feel like I'd want to watch it, but I'd feel like it's kind of underwhelming. I don't know that there's a lot there. It seemed cool right at the very beginning, and then kind of lost interest just based on the preview itself.
Yeah, the preview was real vague. Not a lot of description going on there with like the plot or anything. It was like
a lot of environment, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, shot heavy. So the actual movie is awesome. I think a lot of people watching probably are agreeing with me. This is one of the two, like, Jim Henson, you know, like, and Frank Oz movies, I guess, that kind of, and Brian Froud, who they also did Labyrinth. So I think this is a great movie. It's a little more serious. It's great. It's a great, like, movie for an imagination who's not been spoiled by CGI. You know? Like, growing up with things like The Muppets, Sesame Street, Big Bird. This was like the shit, man. This was like gothic puppets, you know?
Cool.
And I don't know. I'm really pumped about this movie. Did you rank it? What'd you say? You said it was... Did you say anything?
I didn't know. I mean, I was feeling more meh at the time, but you're pulling me in. It sounds really cool at this point. So I mean, Jim Henson movies at any point, I gotta go with Rad at this point.
Okay, good.
Sold
I
me.
swayed you. All right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I mean, you should watch it. And it's a great family movie. It's a little dark, but it deals with, like, death and stuff in a really interesting way. Like, a really interesting way. Like, a symbiotic relationship with all things living. It's pretty cool. And there's a lot of like really funny, weird, meme heavy moments throughout the thing. Like that just will be like great one-liners. So anyway, yeah, this movie's rad. I'm going to go with rad.
Rad.
There is a movie that ends with some like short creature-like thing that I think I saw for a brief moment right at the beginning. It ends with that guy on a beach, like, and I think something like a death happened, and I don't know the movie. I just remember like the deep emotional ending to it, and I wonder if this is that movie, kind of, now based on the way you're describing that, but I'll have to find out.
He doesn't end up on a beach, I don't think, but the one thing I will say is watch this above the Netflix show if you haven't seen, because there's an entire series that they rebooted, and in my opinion, it started out okay, and then it just, in my opinion, it sucked after that. I just lost interest. It was like so much like political backstory, and it was just like, what the hell is going on? The cool thing is that I think Mark Hamill is in it. He's a voice in it, and there's some other cool voices. I don't remember them all, but it just was like, I don't know. It was okay. The movie to me is like a pinnacle. It's a Dark Crystal.
Mark Hamill
pinnacle.
Is doing a ton of voice work, it sounds like, because he's in He-Man too. So
yeah, he's been in lots of things. He was like the Joker, the animated Joker in the old Batman, and like he has played the Joker many times.
That. That's so awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Marcus, that's our list for 1982.
Whoa, that was a rad list. Yeah. Damn, way to end it too, because this movie is really good. But we want to know what is your favorite from 1982. What is your favorite of this list that we went through? Any other questions, Nanyub?
No, I feel like that's what I want to know. What is their favorite?
Yeah, we're interested.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, if you like the video, give it a share, give it a like. Hell, thanks for subscribing. Till next time, you know what you're gonna do. You're gonna keep that shit retro by finding all of the shards of the Dark Crystal and assembling them into one and unifying two races forever. Later on.